Danish, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please ask everyone to join immediately. Please post it on the unofficial group. Tell them to join immediately. Yes, BR, are you there?
Yes.
BR, are you
Yes,
there?
ma'am. I'm telling you. Just 2 minutes.
Okay, tell them to join fast. Another 2 minutes will start. Let this number to increase to 50. Will start. It is presently 46.
Okay, ma'am.
It's a kind request to all. Every time please join in time so that we will save our time and efforts to be taken for attending the extra lecture. That also can be minimized because syllabus is very heavy and period is very less. So hardly 1 month is left and 2 more you need to be completed. And
Yes,
also
ma'am.
at our end also we have a tension कि कितना complete करना है कितना बाकी है. Everything we have to manage it up to 24th of April. A term end is there. So before that we must finish our syllabus. So please be cooperative. Join in time. If you are free, just tell me in advance. I can take the lecture during the day 8 to 1 period only. If you have any time free, please check out whether I am free. Tuesday and Saturday I have three lectures. So Tuesday and Saturday I am not free at all for taking extra lecture. The other days I have two lectures. So okay, it has reached to 51. Last candidate I will take here who is in the waiting room, and then we will start it here. So we have discussed what we have discussed last time. Yes, what we have discussed last time. Chalo, speak out. Primary lithium batteries.
यस मैम लिथियम बैटरीज डिस्कस किए थे
Yes, ma'am.
एडवांटेज यहाँ तक हो गया था डिसएडवांटेजेस तक
What कहाँ तक हो गए थे?
यहाँ तक अभी जो
Advantages.
स्लाइड दिखा रहे हैं ना डिसएडवांटेजेस तक
हाँ ओके. Disadvantages हो गए थे और the advantages is it is used in the device which is used for the memory backup in the security and safety devices. So safety and security devices, for example, if you have installed the stabilizer at home, so if some fluctuations are observed in the voltage, then if the stabilizer is not there at home installed, then maybe if your TV is on, the TV tube goes off, immediately it will stop working, your freeze goes off, your washing machine goes off. But if stabilizer is there, that is called a safety device, then you will not face this type of problem. So even if it is not there presently at your place, please request your parents for your safety, because during the monsoon always the voltage fluctuations are there, and when the voltage fluctuations are there, always likely that along with the electricity, whatever the instruments are running on the electricity will go off and will go off order, and then you have to repair it. Another expenses you have to add it, but the stabilizer may cost about 7 to 8,000 with a warranty of 2 or 3 years depending on the manufacturer company. So you install it. So here it is used in the security and safety devices. Safety and security devices it is used. It is also used in the camera, lighting equipment, and many consumer electronic devices. In the small toys also it is used. Lighting equipment आपल्या शूज मध्ये लहान मुलांचे जसे असतात त्याच्यात सुद्धा हे सेल वापरतात. So that in the camera it is used, security and safety devices it is used. So these are the application of primary lithium batteries. Now next we will see secondary battery. The main difference between primary and secondary is that primary are non-rechargeable, so you cannot use them again and again. So after the use, the electrolyte is over, you have to throw it out, so the cost is less. But secondary are rechargeable, and these batteries are always provided with the charger and the cable. So for example, in the digital camera, etc., nowadays you can see that the charger is there for a place of for placing four cells at a time, and when it is completely discharged, cells are discharged, it shows red light, and when you put it on for the hours depending on 2 to 4 hours, if it shows green color, that means charging is complete. So secondary batteries are always, lithium batteries are always rechargeable, but they are costly than the primary batteries. In lithium primary batteries, lithium plate is used, but in secondary battery, we are going to use the lithium ion. And therefore, secondary batteries are also called as lithium ion batteries. Now, which are the characteristic applicable for primary? They are all applicable here. They are high volumetric and energy densities. That means they can store the energy in them, which is 200 watt hour per kg or 400 watt hour per liter. We have seen the energy density. It is the capacity to store the energy in it. Already we have seen it. Lithium battery uses the cathode as a positive electrode and anode as a negative electrode and electrolyte. It is common for all the batteries, anode, cathode and electrolyte. Electrolyte is for conduction of electricity, movement of ions and movement of electron from anode to cathode, and the movement of current it is there. The cathode is usually it is metal oxide. For example, LiCoO2, lithium cobalt oxide. It is the cathode. It is the cathode. Lithium cobalt oxide. It is the cathode, and anode is the lithium ion with carbon in it. It is the lithium ions with the carbon in it is the anode. We will see in the diagram shortly. And the carbons are there to increase the conductivity, and then they are separated. There are two types of reaction: discharge reaction and charge reaction. So during charging reaction, what reaction takes place at anode, cathode and net reaction, and during discharge, what happens, which reaction takes place, that is, it is shown in the subsequent slide. So here the cathode is metal oxide. For example, we are going to see LiCoO2, lithium cobalt oxide is the cathode, and anode is the lithium ion with the carbon atom present in it. Now the next one is, this is the typical arrangement. This is the anode, negative electrode. This is the cathode. Here the lithium metal oxide is there. This is the COO2 molecules present in it. So it is a positive electrode cathode, and this is a linear lithium with carbon atoms are there for the conductivity. So it is there, when discharging takes place, lithium ion moves from the anode to cathode. Remember only once, the during discharging of the cell, when the batteries are in use, slowly and steadily they get discharged. During discharge, the lithium ions from anode moves to the cathode. Electron also moves to the cathode, and current flows in opposite direction, that is cathode to anode. I will explain it. During discharge, lithium ion moves to cathode, then lithium ion moves to the cathode, electron moves to the cathode, and electric current moves in the opposite direction, cathode to anode. During charging, when you keep it for charging, lithium ion moves to the anode, electron moves to the anode, and current will flow from anode to cathode. So that is the reaction expected for discharging and charging. So these reactions are reversible. Who will explain me what happens in the discharging? Yes, anyone? Will you explain me what happens in the discharging? It is shown diagrammatically. Are you paying attention or not? Yes. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what happens
Yes,
during
ma'am.
discharge? What happens during discharge? This is anode, this is cathode. See here it is written for discharge. During discharge, lithium ion moves from anode to cathode. Electron also moves from anode to cathode, but current flows from cathode to anode. Exactly opposite is for charging. Lithium will move from cathode to anode, electron will move from cathode to anode, and the current will flow from anode to cathode. So who will describe discharging and charging? Chalo, speak out. If you have understood, please speak out. Don't waste time. Please request. What happens to
Lithium ions move from cathode to anode in charging, or in discharging, they move from anode to cathode. In charging, we turn it in the opposite direction, the two terminals. While in discharging, we turn it in the third order.
lithium moves from anode to cathode, electron moves from anode to cathode, and current from cathode to anode. These 3 points for discharging. 3 points for charging. The lithium moves from cathode to anode, electron moves from cathode to anode, and current moves from anode to cathode. Who will summarize? Chalo, please fast. Any girl? Any girl?
In
Chalo.
discharging, lithium ions and electrons flow from anode to cathode and current flows from cathode to anode.
Okay, and what
And
is charging?
in
What?
charging, lithium ions and electrons flow from cathode to anode and current flows from anode to cathode.
Okay. Now the batteries here, instead of secondary battery, instead of using metal, we use the lithium ion. Lithium ion move through the electrolyte. We have seen anode to cathode, cathode to anode, and such batteries are called as lithium ion batteries. Secondary batteries are called as lithium ion battery, LIB. Example is LiCoO2. Here slash is not there, so it itself is a cathode. Slash असता तर left hand side is your anode and right hand side is your cathode, but here slash is not there, so it itself will act as a cathode. And lithium with carbon, LiC6, is your anode in this battery. So here anode is here. I will show here. The anode is there, which is having the formula LiC6. Lithium, in which carbon ions are there, carbon atoms are there, and here the cathode is there, which is LiCO2, lithium cobalt oxide. Here lithium cobalt oxide is your cathode. During discharge, lithium will move from anode to cathode, electron will move from anode to cathode, and current will flow from cathode to anode. During charging, the lithium will move from cathode to anode, electron will move from cathode to anode, and the current will flow from anode to cathode. Same principle which we have studied for secondary battery, LIB. This is the example of LiC dash LiCoO2 battery, which are rechargeable batteries. The cost is high, the lifetime is high, safety security is high, high density is there, but cost is very high. So these are the there, and here electrolyte is there. It is the electrolyte, means the liquid which is there. It is any organic or inorganic solvent with lithium ions. Please recall your memory and tell me the three types of organic electrolyte and one type of inorganic electrolyte. Chalo fast. Organic solvent which are used as a solvent. Chalo fast. Here we are not using
Acrylonitrile and 1,2
acetonitrile
acetonitrile, 1,2 dimethoxyethane.
and propylene carbonate.
Propylene carbonate.
And
Yes.
inorganic is thionyl chloride. Okay, now why water is not used here? Why electrolyte?
Because lithium reacts with water and it explosion takes place.
Explosive reaction. That is why it is not there. So lithium ion battery, it is shown here. It is anode. Here it is cathode. Anode is negative electrode. Cathode is positive electrode. During discharging, lithium ions are moving from anode to cathode. It is moving from anode to cathode. It is shown anode to cathode. Now during discharge, this process is also called as deintercalation. DD. Just remember DD. Discharge D. Deintercalation process. So in the examination MCQ type, it may be asked what is the discharge process for the secondary batteries are called as. So discharge process for secondary batteries is also called as deintercalation process. So how you will define the deintercalation process? Chalo fast. What happens in deintercalation process? What is deintercalation in other term? Chalo, speak out. Deintercalation is nothing but discharging, and intercalation means charging. Now tell me what happens in discharging. Chalo fast. Just now one girl told me na properly. What happens in discharge? Chalo, speak out everyone together otherwise.
Electron moves from anode to cathode. Lithium ions move from anode to cathode, and current moves from cathode to anode.
Yeah, that is discharging, which is also called as deintercalation.
Intercalation.
You may call it as silation, but it is called as calation. Intercalation, deintercalation. Discharge is deintercalation, and the charging is here. This is anode and cathode. Lithium are moving here. This is a charging process. Electron are moving here, and current will move from anode to cathode. This is called as intercalation. Charging is also called as intercalation. So you should remember the diagram for both deintercalation or intercalation. If diagram is given, the flow of lithium ion is given, anode cathode labeling is done, you have to recognize it, identify it, whether it is a deintercalation or intercalation. Deintercalation is also called as discharging process, and intercalation is also called as the charging process. So who will define intercalation? Who will define intercalation? Chalo fast. Who will define intercalation? Chalo, do not waste time, beto. Any girl? Shruti?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh.
Lithium ions and electrons flow from cathode to anode, and current flows from anode to cathode.
And what is charging also known as?
Intercalation.
And discharging also known as?
Deintercalation.
Okay. Now the reaction for secondary battery, you know that LiC, lithium ions along with carbon ion, they function as anode. Their oxidation, that is loss of electron, takes place, and these electrons are taken up along with this. We have seen earlier also, lithium get accommodated in the lattice of the CO2. So these both, they will react with the cathode, and this is the product. If you will add these two reaction, this on the right hand side and this on the left hand side, this and this and this will get cancelled, and you get the net reaction Li1 minus X, Li1 minus X, Li C6, this plus this, giving you 6C plus LiCOT. Now these are the reaction during discharging. Take your 2 minutes, learn the reaction. Exactly opposite reaction are for charging. Means this reaction will be for at anode, this reaction will be at cathode, and net reaction will be same. So the reaction, these are the anode oxidation is for discharging, cathode reduction is for discharging. But when the anode undergoes reduction, it is charging, and when the cathode undergoes oxidation, it is charging. So during normal course, anode oxidation is discharging, cathode reduction is discharging, and this is the net reaction. This and this, they will get cancelled, and remaining product you have to write it as it is. So on this side only this is left and this is left. So learn during the 2 minutes the reaction between them. Start preparing for the examination. Start preparing for the examination. We'll take the test on.
Done, ma'am.
Done. Everyone done?
Yes.
Okay. Now these are the advantages which are applicable for all. High energy density. These are rechargeable batteries. They are light in weight. More output is there. More shelf life is there. They are used for safety and security. They are used for. They have high voltage output is there, but they are expensive. I have already told, because these batteries, if you will purchase, they are of no use. You have to purchase the charger with them as well as cable for the charging. So the cost is higher for them, and they are not available in the small size like a coin, bobbins, etc. So that are the disadvantages. All cell types are not possible for them. Now they are used in the cameras, calculators, CCU, remember. They are used in the cardiac pacemaker. They are used in the cardiac pacemaker and other implantable device. So kidney, liver nowadays can be implanted. So if one of the kidneys or both the kidneys are failed, then we can replace it by the pay from the person of the good health with the one which is having the problem with the kidney or the liver. So in that devices we have to put the battery, and as long as battery will run, the reaction will run, your that particular part will run. Otherwise, when the electrolyte is finished, so now they are used in the telecommunication equipment, instruments, portable radios, transistors, pages, etc. They are used to operate the laptop, computers, mobile phones, etc. And only the property is that they are leak proof, because you have not done any time that laptop after the use you have removed the battery, or mobile phone every day you have removed the battery. So they are there, and for their facilities that their life is long, shelf life is long, because you can recharge them again and again. That again depends on the capacity of the cell. Maybe sometimes 10 times you can recharge, or 6 months you can recharge, 1 year you can recharge. It is written on the batteries how many times you can recharge and discharge. After the discharge, that is there. Now these are the books which you are going to refer. Now explain the chemistry of modern batteries and related to the properties and application. Then here, this is we have seen wrap up the applicable qualities for all the lithium batteries, primary as well as secondary: lightweight, high voltage, high electrochemical equivalence, and good conductivity. Lithium is the anode, MnO2 is the cathode. Reaction at anode is oxidation, reaction at cathode is reduction, but this lithium get incorporated in the lattice of manganese oxide. So you can see this lithium get added in the lattice. This and this will get subtracted, but this lithium will get added in the lattice. So you get LiMn. Only thing is that the oxidation state is reduced from 4 to 3. Then these are the reaction for secondary type of rechargeable batteries, in which anode we have seen lithium with carbon atoms in it. Cathode is we are having the lithium with cobalt oxide is there. This is losing the electron. These electrons along with lithium are taken. This lithium get incorporated in the lattice, and you get this product 6C plus this. These are the two products, and here all these are the reactant. This is for discharging. Discharging is also called as deintercalation. Discharging is also called as deintercalation. Have I made you clear? Have you understood everything? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, someone will you revise the reaction for discharging? for lithium ion battery. Lithium ion battery, when I will say, it is a secondary battery, LiCoO2. Lithium cobalt oxide is the cathode and LiC6 is the anode. Lithium ions in the anode are ions and carbons are also there in the ionic form. Chalo, who will give these three reaction for the charging and who will give the opposite reaction for these three reaction for discharging and opposite reaction for charging.
At anode, for discharging at anode, lithium Xc6 gets converted into lithium plus with X electrons and 6 carbon atoms. And at cathode, lithium 1 minus X COO2 gets converted into X lithium plus X electrons gives LiCoO2. And the net reaction is Li 1 minus X COO2 plus LiXC6 gives 6 carbon atoms plus LiCoO2.
Okay, charging you made only one small mistake in the reaction at cathode. LiCoO2 plus X, that was there, that you have not spoke about this reaction, X Li plus and Xe minus. But let it be, you have tried, good. Who will try for the charging? Exactly opposite for charging. Chalo, then we have finished this chapter. We will start today itself, the third unit. Chalo, is there any ready? Anyone ready? Yes. Is there anyone ready? Is there anyone ready? Please answer. Any girl? Any girl? Any girl? Have you understood or no? Have
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
हाँ तो बोलो रिएक्शन ड्यूरिंग चार्जिंग क्या होता है? Li 1 minus X CO, चलो शुरू करो. Reaction at anode. See, do not.
X plus electron, X Li plus X electron plus 6 carbon gives LiXc6 and LiCoO2 gives Li 1 minus X CO2 plus X plus X electron, and net reaction will be LiCoO2 plus Li plus 6 carbons give LiXc6 plus Li 1 minus X CO2.
Okay, now we will start with the third unit. Your test will be there in the extra class for 15 minutes in any of the day in the break 1:30 to 1:45 after the break means. Now we'll start with the pH metry here. So this is the pH metry. So pH meter is used to determine the pH of the solution. Sorensen was the first time to give the definition of pH. Yes, anyone knows the definition of pH? What is pH? Yes, what is pH?
It defines the nature of chemical.
Yeah, but nature of chemical, but what is pH is equal to?
Concentration of H
log of
positive ions.
Concentration log of concentration of H plus ions.
Minus log of concentration of H plus ion to the base 10. Minus it is. So minus log of H plus ion concentration to the base. It is given by Sorensen. Now, when you carry out the acid-base titration, I think your all batches have finished this experiment. Have you finished this pH metry experiment? Fourth
No, ma'am.
experiment. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay, that
No,
is
ma'am.
why I have asked the BR to show the presentation. In the beginning, BR will show the presentation and then I will explain the chapter. BR, are you, no, CR, are you ready? CR?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, show the, shall I make you the host?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Just
What is your roll number, beta? Your name is Ashish Dhairyakar, na?
hello.
Yes,
Yes,
Ashish
sharing the
Dhairyakar, na?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Show me the presentation. In between, I will speak. Chalo, start karo. I have given you the rights to share the screen. At the back side, those who are talking, please make them to keep mum.
Yeah,
Your
yes, ma'am.
TV, radio, news, whatever are I am able to listen, please put it off. Please put it off. Please request. Chalo, show me the PPT video, today's video. Yeah. Please mute that voice which is at the back. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I'll explain. This is a pH meter which determines the pH of the solution. These are the two knobs. This is called as slope knob and this is called as asymmetric knob. Please mute the background sound. Please. This is an on-off switch for the pH meter. When you take it down, please take it this side. Please take the pH meter this side. Take this seat on this side. So here, this is the on-off switch for the pH meter. When you take it up, it is on. When you take it down, it is down. Then here there is a knob on this side, left side. If you will turn it, it gives pH. On right hand side, it gives voltage. These are the two knobs. They are used for standardization. This is called as slope knob and this is called as asymmetric knob. Now you have to standardize the pH meter with the three buffer solution 4, 7 and 9. 4 is in the acidic medium. Please go slow, beta. Please go slow. Please go slow. So 4, please go back. Please go back. Please go back. The standardization part. That. So here this is a slope knob and this is the asymmetric knob. We have dipped the electrode in the pH7 and with the help of screwdriver we have made the pH meter to read 7. Then this is another buffer having 4. With the help of screwdriver we have adjusted the pH manually 4 and one more we have to do it with 9 so that your pH meter gives reproducible reading in the acidic range, neutral range as well as alkaline range, and that is called as standardization. Now this procedure is not explained in the theory. I'll explain it in the procedure. Here SCl is there. Here SCl is there. कौस्तुभ एक मिनिट येतो का रे हॉटस्पॉटने जोडून दे ना मला हेलो 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 Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so pH meter ke liye, okay, let it be, quality is not good, so I'm getting message. So we have the one knob on off switch. I have shown the location. Another knob is there. Yeah, one, if you keep it on the left hand side, it shows the pH. Another side it shows the voltage. Then one knob is here, big knob, which is a temperature control knob. Video is there on the group, you can see it there. And below that the two knobs are there, or screwdrivers are there. Right hand side is called as slope, and the left hand side is called as a symmetric knob. Now you have to standardize the pH meter by three solution. One, by the buffer of pH 4. Second, by using buffer of 7 pH, and third by using buffer of 9 pH, because 4 is in acidic range, 7 is neutral, and 9 is in alkaline range. When you standardize it, you make the pH by standardization to give the good reproducible results as long as you are using it. This standardization is there as long as electricity is there, but if the electricity goes off in between, then maybe standardization is disturbed. Again, you have to start with the standardization. Have I explained you? Yes. Have you understood standardization? Speak out, please speak out. Have you understood standardization?
Yes, ma'am.
Why only one yes? Why it is done?
Yes, ma'am.
Why standardization is done? So that your pH meter will give the correct result in acidic, alkaline, as well as neutral medium. So manually you have to force the pH meter to give the results in the acidic range. By standardizing it with buffer having pH 4. Then for alkaline it is 9, and for neutral it is 7. So after standardization, you have two burette. In one burette you have taken HCl, which is to be standardized with NaOH. In another burette NaOH is there. So in small beaker you are supposed to take 20 ml HCl, and then you add 30 ml water to it, because the electrode should dip it in it, and then go on adding NaOH 0.2 ml at a time, and note down the pH. At a certain pH, at a certain addition of NaOH, sudden rise in the pH is observed, that is from 3.33 to 10.89, and that particular point is called as equivalence point. So today in the present calculation, we have shown that by adding 3.6 ml NaOH, you get sudden rise in the pH from 3.33 to 10.89. So your equivalence point is 3.6. Then you have to use the formula N1V1, and you can do the calculation that your staff will explain. Now I will explain this pH metry here. First, the pH metry we have used here. These are the topics which we have to cover: pH metry, after that conductometry, then spectroscopy. We have IR spectroscopy and infrared spectroscopy. Now the electrode which is used there, it is called as glass electrode. It is used as an indicator electrode. Glass electrode means on which the potential is developed. The principle is that glass electrode is an ion selective electrode. Remember, each term is important for the examination. Glass electrode is an indicator electrode, which is also called as ion selective electrode. So if you will dip it in a solution of n number of ions, and if you are interested to know only concentration of H plus ion in presence of all other ion, it is possible by using the glass electrode. So it is called as ion selective electrode. Now here, as you can see, the construction of the glass electrode. Here the bulb is there, the membrane is there. Inside that 0.1 molar HCl is there, and one electrode is there. One electrode is there. AgCl electrode is there, sealed in it. In this solution, this electrode is sealed in it, AgCl material. Now, if AgCl is costly, we can also use the platinum, but platinum is also equally costly. Now, the material of the glass from which electrode is made. It is a special glass of having low melting point and high conductivity. It has low melting point and high conductivity, and it is made up of Na2O 22%, CaO 6%, and SiO2 72%. The condition of this glass is melting point should be low, and the electrical conductivity should be high. So this is the construction of this. Is 0.1 molar HCl is there. This is a glass membrane which is ion selective, which can determine the concentration of any desired ion in presence of n number of ion. Here we are using the pH metric for H plus ions. So if H plus ions are there and in the outer solution, if HCl is there, then H plus and Cl minus, two types of ions are there, but it can determine the concentration of H plus only. That is the condition because it is ion selective electrode. So this is the with the electrode here it is sealed, and during that it is AgAgCl electrode is sealed in it, in the cap, or sometimes platinum is sealed in it. Now, so here it is shown the solution is there, some solution is there outside the cell, some solution is there inside the cell. So here the cell is membrane is there. Suppose it is dipped in the solution, is here some solution is there inside that. One solution is there, 0.1 molar HCl. So here it can find out the concentration of H plus solution, and so also the pH of the solution. And for that formula, Eg is equal to glass electrode. Potential of the electrode, potential of the glass electrode is equal to E0G plus 0.0591 pH. So if this is given, you can find out pH. If pH is given, you can find out the electrode potential. This is the constant for the glass electrode, which will be given to you in the exam. The value of this will be given to you in the exam. So this is the shown, the glass electrode is there. Then this slide is not that important. It is showing that if NaCl is there outside and HCl is there inside, then the H plus takes the side of Na plus, and Na plus will remain inside and H plus will go outside. That is, they have shown it ion exchange, but that is not that important. Now the next is there, here where glass membrane is there, that bulb is there. Here inside that we have 0.1 molar normal HCl is there, and here it where the external solution is there, where we have H plus ions, but along with H plus ions some other ions are also there. For example, if it is a NaCl, then Na plus Cl minus ions are there. If it is HCl only, H plus and Cl minus ions are there. So the potential difference developed at the surface of the membrane will be Eb is equal to Ex minus E1. Outer solution, the potential difference due to
Excuse me,
outer
ma'am.
solution. हाँ बोलो.
I'm sorry to disturb, but Kevin is in waiting room. He's telling us to add.
Yes.
Ma'am, Kevin is in waiting room. So can you please add him?
Yeah, I have not seen anyone in waiting in the waiting room.
Ma'am, he's telling us.
No, but I can see here who is there in the waiting room. I'm not seeing her name, his name in this.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, see, now you can also see here waiting room.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So here we have the membrane has the two parts. This side is there, in which we have there is a bulb in which HCl is there. Here the glass membrane is there, and here external solution is there. So the potential developed here. Tell him to try again. If he comes in the waiting room, I will take him. So here
Okay, ma'am.
potential
I'll tell
developed
him.
at the surface. Potential developed at the surface will be Eb minus E1 or Ex minus E1. Sometimes it is written E2, here it is written E1. जो भाग आत असतो, that is E1. This side is E1 where your 0.1 is there, and here it is dipped in some other solution, and whatever solution is there, that is your E2. At this end E1, because it is HCl is there, and here it is E2, their external solution is there. So the potential developed at the glass electrode is E2 minus E1, or E external minus E internal. E1 is internal solution and EX is external solution. These are the potential of the solution outside. X means outside, 1 means inside respectively. So now then this already you have done it. This is the glass electrode look likes. The price of this glass electrode is minimum 2 to 3,000 depending on the company, manufacturing company. Standard goes always 3,000 up, and this particular part is called as tip of the glass electrode, which is very fragile, sensitive. So even if you will stir it with a pressure, this will break, the whole solution will come out, and then you have to throw it out. So why, that is the disadvantage of the glass electrode, that the tip of the glass electrode is very fragile. It can be broken easily even with a little high pressure you apply for the stirring the solution. So utmost care needs to be taken when you are using it in the solution, when you are using this for the stirring purpose. Otherwise, if you don't want to break this, then use another glass electrode for stirring the solution. Remove the electrode from the solution and stir it with the help of glass rod, so you can protect the bulb from the breaking, because it is very much fragile and it cannot be used in presence of fluoride ions. The glass electrode, the solution is there which doesn't respond to the it respond in the negative sense to the fluoride ion. So these are the two disadvantages. As you can see, it is a portable one and compact one. It is a portable and compact one. It can be used in oxidizing as well as reducing medium. It can be used for pH 2 to 10 without any risk. It is there. It can be used in presence of बायोलॉजिकल फ्लुइड्स, शेवाळ वगैरे असलेल्या पाण्यामध्ये पण तुम्ही पीएच पाहू शकतात. बायोलॉजिकल ज्याच्यात अंश असतील, फंगाय वगैरे असतील, मायक्रोब्स असतील, त्याच्यात सुद्धा तुम्ही पाहू शकतात. And you can determine H plus ion in presence of other ions. Mainly glass electrode, even if for other ions it is applicable, mainly it is used in pH meter to find out the concentration of H plus ion in presence of other ion. It is compact, portable, then it can be used in the strong oxidizing and reducing medium. It can be used even if the algae, fungi are there in the water sample, whose pH is to be determined. It can be used for pH range from 2 to 10, etc. Only the problem is this is a easy to break, fragile, and therefore utmost care needs to be taken. If it breaks, the whole solution will come out, and then you have to replace it by another one. The cost of this is minimum 2 to 3,000 depending on the manufacturing company. So that is there. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the glass electrode. Nowadays, now glass electrode is the indicator electrode, and this is the reference electrode. Reference electrode means the whose potential is exactly known to you. It is there available in the literature, and here whatever potential is developed on it, it is an indicator electrode. So suppose it is X and here it is Y. So what is the your solution is there? In that, what is the concentration of H plus? The potential developed at this is X, and at this it is Y. So X minus Y will give the potential, and from that potential, by using this formula, we can convert it into pH of the solution. So here for any cell, for any cell, we have an equation that EMF of a right hand side cell minus EMF of a left hand side. SCE stand for standard calomel electrode. SCE stand for standard calomel electrode. It can be used as it is a left hand side electrode. it can it is always put on the right hand side, whereas the electrode is always put in the left hand side. Nowadays, in the modern pH meter, both these are combined together and it is used as combined glass electrode. But if they are to be used separately, the reaction will be EMF of a cell is equal to EMF of a right. EMF of a right means this value is there available in the literature, minus EMF of a left. Just now we have seen EMF of a left here, the formula E0 plus 591. So here this is the reaction E0 plus 0.591 pH. E0 is a constant which is given to you, will be given to you. So this is minus sign is there. So this also will become minus sign and you will get ESC, ESCE minus E0G minus 0.0 pH. So if you will rearrange this equation, EMF of a cell is equal pH of a cell. If you rearrange, then this part will go to the denominator. If you will find out, then pH on one side, then this part will go ESC minus E0 will go in the numerator. It is minus is there, and this minus E cell here it was plus, we have made it minus E cell and divided by 0.0591. So this minus this will be there and divided by this. So normal maths is there. Remember the formula in the examination. It will be asked to calculate the pH of the solution, in which you will be given the E0G, the constant for glass electrode. You will be given the EMF of a calomel electrode. You will be given the EMF of a cell, and you will be asked to calculate the pH. Or pH is given and these two are given, you will be able to calculate the EMF of a cell. That is the idea. Okay, it is 12:30 now. Okay, we'll see this next time. I will share the now kind request to all. Please do not come after certain period. Today I have allowed you because you may find the less attendance earlier, but hereafter I will not allow you for those who will be joining late. Please do the needful. Join in time in last 5 or 10 minutes. It gives no meaning. If you want to learn it from the bottom of the heart, please be regular and punctual. Or rather, I will insist that before my joining, you join it. Huh? So next time, I will not allow the latecomers to join in. Okay, so I will share the attendance sheet. Write down the lecture number 14 it was. Fill the attendance and then you can leave the lab. Everyone, after going home, please see the video. It is there on your WhatsApp group. And see also the readings which are there. CR, hello, CR, are you there? Ashish?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, this week, you prepare the second unit for the test and give suitable time for the test. 15 minutes will take extra lecture only for the test. 15 minutes are
Okay.
required. Huh? So you
Can
communicate
ma'am,
all
can
your
you?
student, and let me give the idea when to do it. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you share the PPT of second unit?
Second unit was shared with the PPT notes share किए हुए मैंने. The problem is that it is a for privacy concern. It is not been shared. You give me your mobile number. Sorry, mail ID. I will send it to you. You download it and give it for Unit 2 as well as Unit 3. Huh? And on official group, on official group, you will upload it. Huh? The Unit 2 notes are uploaded, but one student from N division, Nayan, tried it, but she was not successful to upload it because it needs some privacy concern. But notes are there with you. Unit 2 के notes है आपके पास. Huh? Even then, you send me on my WhatsApp your mail ID. I will try once again. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you through, everyone? Attendance. Next time, please do come in
Yes,
time.
ma'am.
No latecomers will be allowed. Please do come in time. Shall I end up the meeting, girls? Shall I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And every time, whenever, whatever we are studying, come prepared for the next lecture. It is very much important.